What up, Bulls Nation? Peck here. We've got a live CHGO Bulls postgame show for y'all coming up right around the corner. The Bulls fall to the Hornets 125-123. Couple of chances on that last possession. Vooch misses a three. Zach misses a desperation contested shot. Io can't get the putback. And the Bulls fall to 1-4 on that cakewalk of a homestand. What happens next for them? We're talking about it next on CHGO postgame. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls postgame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago.
That's where we are.
I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That is Big Dave. Bam! Bam! BAWL Sports, confirming our lookout.
Yeah, the big dog's out. Arr, 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 arr.
Uncle Will, four-time champ. Will Perdue 32.
Them
And
dogs
bringing the
breathe.
controls, the one and only Katie WKD. Hi.
Hi.
Foghorn. We will be joined by Gottlieb later on tonight's postgame to help us break this one down. Bulls fall to the Hornets 125-123. Shout out everybody hanging out with us on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that like button now so Katie doesn't have to bug you about it for the next hour. What up, David? What up, Coach James? Matty Legend, Jack Broom, Drewish. Aw, shucks, another L, devil smiling emoji. Drewish, you and I are on the same page, my friend. Aw, shucks. Guys, you ready for this breaking news headline?
Hit it.
The Bulls are now 6 games under 500.
Let's go.
We start the second half of the season with their 4th straight L, which are 4 of their 5 homestand games. 5-game homestand. Your opponents are Washington, Sacramento, New Orleans, half of the Atlanta Hawks, and the Charlotte Hornets. You went 1-4. Integrity and competitiveness, right?
I just remember last week talking to someone. It's like, I mean, they could really be over 500 after this. And I kept saying it's the Bulls, and they are terrible at home. But no, I mean, look at the schedule.
Look at the schedule.
Guys, come on, man. Fun bad. Yes, I see everybody saying it in there. Yes, fun bad. This was the definition of fun bad in this game. You got the Ball brothers on the court. That's fun. You watch Vooch go crazy out there, drop 40 and 13. That is super fun to watch. And then the bad. That last possession was bad. And the way they played early in that fourth quarter was bad. 21-2 was the run for a while for the Hornets until the Bulls
went scoreless for the first 4.5 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yes, until the Bulls got their stuff together and, finally went on a 12-0 run of their own to get back into the game. But, man, fun bad was on the menu tonight, and it was scrumdiddly-umptious. It was delicious, man. That is the kind of game you like watching if you just know fun bad stuff and you know what you kind of want this team to do. But Vooch, man, good God.
And
he was physical, Matt, in a way that I have yet to see him be physical all season long, demanding of the ball, yelling, got a technical foul, scoring any kind of way out there. He was outstanding.
And, it was driving you crazy. I imagine as a former NBA big man yourself, Will, watching Vooch dominate inside all night and then being a big part of how the Bulls climbed back. They went on like a 12-0 run in the fourth to get back into it. Hornets kind of fooled around and let him back into it. But then the final couple minutes, the last crucial possessions, they went away to going to Vooch on interior touches. Why? Unless that was a masterful tank job by Billy and his players. Vooch was cooking all night. Williams was in foul trouble. What are you doing?
Not only going away from Vooch, but Vooch had guards on him, and they went away from Vooch.
How do you explain that, Will?
Get him, Will Perdue, with the big dogs out.
Well,
there was this time back in first grade. I mean, if you're legitimately trying to win, you make sure Vooch gets his touches. Okay? Especially when the guy's got, he's high 30s. He's aggravated. He's calling for the ball. He's working hard for the position. He's making his free throws. We've been asking this question now for how many years? It's not rocket science. You can still win by attacking the paint via the pass. You don't have to dribble and kick out. You can pass it in. They'll start doubling. Then you find the open man. Because Vooch has also shown that he is a willing passer and also does an excellent job of identifying where the double's coming from and finding the open man with the pass because of his length. He can throw it over the top of the double team. But as I mentioned to you guys, there are certain players that want to be the hero.
So you were saying that in reference to that very contested shot Zach took when the Bulls did get the offensive board off of Vooch's missed three from the top of the key. And I remarked to you, Dave, it was like almost the exact same spot where he hit that miracle shot against the Hornets like 5 seasons ago.
Yeah.
But they, in those last second moments of panic, maybe Zach's not aware that he actually has about 4 seconds to work with when he corrals that ball out near the sideline. And, you said, why not put the ball on the floor there, try and draw a foul, get to the basket. Instead, he takes that contested shot. I don't know if that's Zach wanting to be the hero or just Zach being a player who has made questionable decisions his entire career in those crunch time moments.
And that's why I'll push back on you a little bit, Will Perdue, because the play went to Vooch to win the game and to get the W. They went to Vooch. Now, granted, I don't think it should have been a 3-point shot.
Right. I'm curious
Vooch.
if that was the first option of whatever Billy drew up was a Vooch 3, or if that was the second or third option based on what they saw from the
he
inbound
should have been
pass.
Clearly in the paint on
I hope it wasn't the first option.
His brain just hurt a little bit. Just like, oh, what is this?
Hold on, I got to push some of it back in.
But dude, like he got an attempt to win the game because he was the hot hand. And when Zach got the ball, I think I'm sure you knew. Like I knew what was about to happen right then and there. The ball's going up, and it would have been a 2 if he hit that anyway because his foot was clearly on the line when he took that shot, and it was just a very well contested
that's where,
shot.
And I'll readily admit this.
Okay,
and I've talked about it on this show.
Flex.
This is why I hold Zach to a higher standard because of what I think he should be capable of. Okay. The awareness to know how much time's on the clock. The ability when that loose ball ricochets and he gets it to be able, because when you grab it, you got to remember, you don't just have to look at this clock. That same clock's running down on that end. So in your peripheral vision, you can either look left or right to identify what's going on. Okay? Number one. Number two, as you pointed out, he does this thing. If you're going to take that shot, make sure it's a 3.
Yes.
Absolutely no ifs, ands. Don't be on the line taking a long 2. So that's when I go back to, that it's computer program. If not A, then B. If not B, go back to A.
Yes. Yeah.
All right? And start your algorithm all over again. Correct. So rip it through, attack the rim. If you don't get the call, get the foul, make the shot, you're going to get the call, you're going to the free throw line. Okay? And that's where I feel like Zach needs to have that awareness. Zach needs to be in that zone to where he recognizes that, to where you are the guy, because of your experience, the game slows down to where you can make the right play. Okay? Not necessarily the hero play, the right play. All right? It's just kind of interesting how this all played out. Because, again, now you're talking about they're 6 games below 500?
18 and 24.
So technically, what position does that put them in?
So they're still in 10th in the East because the Sixers can't get their shit together. But from a draft perspective, I believe they are maybe 9th worst record in the NBA right now.
Okay. which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But
It's not bad.
this is what no. But here's and this is where I have the issue and I think is a problem.
Okay.
Okay. It's one thing if you are crafty in how you go about losing your games.
Mm.
Okay. But if that's the case, then
Spurs.
Dalen Terry's getting a lot of minutes,
Let's go.
only 6 tonight. Modest is getting a lot of minutes, only 4 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Julian Phillips played well, struggled to score, but his aggressiveness got him to the free throw line. 4 of 4.
Mm.
All right. But that's the thing. The guys that we're talking about that they're supposed to be developing did not play a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
Jalen Smith, who's been very effective as of late.
Yeah.
And I understand why he didn't play because of Vooch, but at some point, maybe you go back to that big lineup to see what happens because you only gave up 13 offensive rebounds, but if you're going to, Patrick Williams, only 17 minutes.
That's a big one.
Okay.
I cannot wait to hear what Billy had to say about that.
But if you're going to roll with Vooch at 34 and Kobe at 33 and Zach at 35, to me, you're sending a message. We're trying to win the game.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. And
Okay.
not just Patrick, but also Giddey, the other of those 5 starters. Not quite as noticeable and glaring as Pat's 17 minutes, but Giddey only played 26 tonight compared to Vooch, Kobe, and Zach, all in the mid-30s. And I saw people in our comments pointing out that Pat and Giddey, 2 of our 5 starters, were a minus 17 and minus 16, respectively, on the night when the rest of your starters managed at least all positives in modest terms. But it does seem more and more like, and guess who wasn't on the floor in the fourth quarter when the Bulls were trying to come back into that game? Because Pat and Giddey were both not on the floor.
Giddey were
Right.
out of there.
But it's just because of that, how you approached it and who was on the floor in the fourth quarter leads me to believe that you were attempting to win the game.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Without
Okay.
a doubt.
It was like Zach, Vooch,
Io, Kobe.
Io, Kobe, and Lonzo.
Mhm.
Right. Okay.
That's Billy's trusted 5
Yes.
right now.
The
Okay.
circle of trust.
That's kind of like the bail us out lineup.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then we've had discussion on integrity. We've had discussion on, not really a meeting, but players speaking up on their behalf so that, Billy doesn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
A la Vooch, and who Vooch responded. Now,
Vooch responded.
we've seen Vooch go after officials before.
Sure.
Okay. But I can honestly say I've never seen Vooch respond to this manner from a physicality standpoint.
Yes. Correct. Preach, Will.
He was just, you even yelled at one point. He just pushed the guy out of the way. He basically was the guy that's like, the buffet is open and get out of my way. Right?
Time to
It's,
eat.
and now you're
Steve and I
like,
say that all the time.
okay.
But actual buffets.
Yes. They have our pictures up.
I've heard you guys like to get chairs with wheels on them and just sit at the buffet and move your way from left to right.
Oh, my God. Dude,
That would be amazing.
I think you just came up with
Yeah,
a
man,
brilliant
what?
idea.
Go to corral. Watch out, son. Oh,
Put
my
some wheels
God.
on this chair pronto.
Is that
We'll
is that-
call them Will Perdue chairs.
Oh,
let's go.
Is that with or without the chocolate tower?
Whatever fits. Like,
Yes.
hey, man.
Yes, Chocolate Tower.
Whatever fits, man. We're in.
But the best part was, Dave, when you were like, this man's value has never been higher. Trade this man.
Trade this.
Okay, but
Man.
it's if you're trying to win and you can't beat these teams you just played at home,
That part.
there's a serious problem.
Yes.
And
There's
that's
an
why
issue.
I think this could be, in the long term, a good thing
Yeah.
for the team, for some of you poor soul Bulls fans who were still clinging to every win and loss
Just come
in
on
the first
home.
half of the season.
Come on home, man.
Hey, it's like that gif of, Homer, like in The Simpsons, with all the lights turned out in the living room, and there's like the
Yeah.
shining light of the TV, and it's all
Join
and he's
us.
like, Come sit here on the couch next to me, y'all.
Join
Trust
us.
us. It's going to be a much less stressful second half of the season if you realize that, hey, this 1-4 homestand might be the best possible thing for them in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways, guys.
Because this ain't it.
This ain't it.
Most of us who were paying attention knew that this roster wasn't it. AK said at Media Day, we're not done reconstructing this team. Because he couldn't figure out the next step yet at Media Day. And as of now, maybe still doesn't know what the next step is. But this wasn't it.
This wasn't it.
We've got to take our first break right there. When we come back on the other side, more thoughts on tonight's loss to the Hornets. We'll get more of your thoughts from the comments as well. There's a super chat if you're feeling generous tonight. And hit the thumb button in the upwards trajectory if you haven't done it yet, while we share these words from our friends and sponsors.
Sunnyside.
Ooh. Talk to me.
I just made Will laugh, and all I did was speak. That's what's up. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping, a place where all kinds of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, and purchase a wide array of high-quality hydroponics in the city. Sunnyside has got something for you to elevate your summer, winter, spring, and fall. They got it all. That's that one-stop shop for all your cannabis needs. Sunnyside has an expertly curated menu with over 100 strains to choose from, plus easy online ordering and in-store pickup. Sunnyside is Illinois' favorite dispensary with locations in the city, like Wrigleyville and River North, all the way out to the suburbs at Champaign, South Beloit, and much, much more. And guess what? It's available right now, y'all. It's good news for you. Limited time offer. Those island vibes. Yeah, man.
Irish.
Lord of mercy. Boy. It's available in disposable vapes.
Are you one of
510
the,
cartridge. Yes.
What's those two wacko dudes that were? Yeah, man. That's all they did on the Island Boys or whatever.
Oh, the Island Boy. Yes. Shout out to Will for knowing the Island Boys right there. No, I would never be that.
That's a deep cut.
They earned none of that. I'm closer to that than the Island Boys ever will be.
You got to come up with another
Are you kidding me, man? Please. Good news, Island Vibes for next level staycations, destination, relaxation. Lord of mercy.
See, that's better.
That's what I do, Will. Good news, Island Vibes. Bah! Puff Puff Paradise. Bah, bah! Visit Sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% wagwan, 50% of your first 3 online purchases seen. Enter the promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary, bright buys every day, only for 21 and over, Illinois Med Card holders.
I like how Paul in the comments has abbreviated Jamirish Dave too. Here comes J.I. Dave. Tonight's show also brought to you by Prize Picks, y'all. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. Join over 10 million members and sign up today. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't 100% perfect. You can even double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. PrizePicks now also offers MasterCard in addition to Venmo for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Y'all, tomorrow and Sunday, we have so much epic playoff football.
So much football.
Do you think Lamar Jackson is getting more than 250 passing yards next week?
I do.
I probably do. Mm-hmm. What about Patrick Mahomes?
I do.
2 passing touchdowns? Mm-hmm. Cook up your hot takes with your friends and win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on PrizePicks. Here's what to do. Download that PrizePicks app. Use promo code CHGO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app, promo code CHGO, and you will get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup, whether or not that lineup hits or misses. PrizePicks, run your game. Running along here, CHGO Bulls postgame. Wow. Well, I'm still in awe of that fourth quarter.
Yeah,
a little bit.
So it kind of goes back to something I was talking about a few games ago about just the guys on the Bulls. Because looking at, their final stats here, only 3 guys were in double figures. I had a conversation when I was telling you guys that we are at a point where we know what to expect and who's going to do what as far as the Bulls' big 3 is established.
Yep.
We know Vooch. You saw what game he had, 40 and 13. You know Zach LaVine, even though he wasn't scoring, that man had 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and he went off.
Yep.
In that second half to get himself
had himself a Zach third quarter.
He did. Had himself that Zach third, man, and it looked great. And then you had Kobe White, who had 18 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. He was 6 of 7 from the field.
Efficient tonight.
4 of 5 from the three-point line. He was efficient. But I kept saying, you know what you're getting to get from those 3. Who is the 4th? Who's the other guy that will step up for the Chicago Bulls? And you can't put it all on the guys like Ayo. I just never believed that because Ayo will get you 10, maybe 12. I just don't like putting that on Ayo DeSumo. I feel like he's one of those plug-and-play guys. And when you're a plug-and-play guy, you're not dependent on them to get you 20 points all the time. Right. You know what I mean? So it should be on the guys who you know are going to be out there constantly to do your thing. That's where you come to Patrick Williams and Josh Giddey.
Yeah.
Because you go to Josh Giddey, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He only played 26 minutes, 3 of 7 from the field, 0 of 2 from the three-point line. After that first quarter, he just kind of disappeared. Patrick Williams just disappeared in every quarter. Like, we just don't even know he's out there sometimes. So 5 points.
5 in the first?
5 points in the first. In the first 5 points.
So just to
0 rebounds, Will.
Just to be clear, so to help your point, 5 points, 1 assist, 1 block, 0 rebounds.
After 1 quarter, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that was just having fun here.
Mm-hmm.
That was after 7 minutes. He played 10 more minutes, didn't score, didn't pick up a rebound, had 1 block, and that was it.
Good night.
It's a Patrick Williams special. Honestly, like do some live betting on Pat's like in-game over/under on points. Because he'll get you 5 quick ones, maybe even 6, and then he's done.
He's out of there.
He's done.
He's finito. The Bulls don't. There's been few and far between this season where they have that other guy. When they were playing well at the beginning of the season, like everybody was participating as far as scoring was concerned. They would have like 6 players, 7 players in double figures. For the night, sometimes 8 players in those double figures. Julian Phillips would contribute. Dalen would just contribute by being out there. Kyle Williams, what up, bro? Ain't seen you in a minute, man. Shout out to you. He was up and hanging out in the suite with us, man.
Shout out to played tonight?
Yeah, exactly.
Technically.
So it's like they were getting contributions from those guys, but you're like, okay, well, how long will this last? How long will this continue on? Because as the season goes on, you're going to lean on your stars because, you know, the season gets heavy. It's a long season, man. So it's rare that teams can continue to have that kind of 6, 7, 8 players getting in double figures unless you're an elite basketball team, like an OKC, like a Boston, and teams like that. Because even then, when those guys come up short, oh, yeah, I got Jason Tatum right here. Oh, yeah, I got SGA right here. Oh, yeah, I got Joker right here. Oh, I got Luka right here. Like, you still got those guys to lean on. The Bulls don't have that guy to lean on, and they don't have enough in their lineup to continue playing how they were playing. And now you see why they are losing to these teams like, man, the Zards, the Hornets, man, like all these bottom barrel squads, they are continuously losing to, man. And it's just, it's what it is. And guys, it's a little necessary. A little bit. I wanted to say, and guys, she'll like it too. That was in my head.
Oh, the big hurt. Okay, Dave, you are not crazy. Shout out to Andy Kinsella, 8921 in the comments, who pointed out, we thought that we heard Adam Amin say CHGO on the broadcast.
Yeah.
And you tried to rewind it. And then
got lost.
The remote got away from you.
It got away from me.
Rewound too far. And
that was my first time using it. Yeah.
But yeah, so they, Andy in the comments confirmed. And the reason it came up is because Stacy was telling a story about our very own Uncle Will and a medicine ball at practice. You know what he was talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's story time? Let's go.
Story time with
Uncle Will. Let's go. We here for this.
Do we have special music?
Oh, you want some?
I'm
Tell me what you need.
get
I got the beatbox for you, Will.
I will get us some music.
Foghorn. Just press that button.
Story time.
How about this one?
It's story time.
Okay, go Will.
Story time with Will Perdue. 4-time champ.
Wow.
Story time.
So we were very fortunate that, in my opinion, we had, if not the best, one of the best strength and conditioning coaches in Al Vermeil.
Yes, sir.
So, and that is Dick Vermeil's brother.
Flex.
So Al Vermeil was his brother's strength coach when he was with the 49ers. Jerry Krause found Al and initially had him working with the White Sox.
Okay.
Before he brought him over to the Bulls. Al was a guy that was was before his time. Al used to, in the summer times, Al used to go to Europe, mostly Russia.
Okay.
And other Bulgaria, places like that, to learn about Olympic lifts. Because Al believed in power, speed, and the ability to be repetitive in those motions. Okay, so back when everybody else was doing bodybuilding, we were doing squats, we were doing cleans, we were doing cleans to push press, but it was all about explosive motions, right? We had Ben Johnson's speed coach, not the guy that injected him, but his actual speed coach, come in to work on because Al talked about the explosiveness of the first 30 feet, the ability to get up speed because you're only playing at 94 feet. So all this stuff, but he also had for all the bigs, and this was something that I didn't realize how effective it was until one day I saw how pissed MJ and Scotty got.
Okay.
Because we used to do this drill where, and I used to do it before games, and I also did this in San Antonio, to where at the end of workouts to work on explosion, I would use a 10-pound medicine ball. And I wasn't allowed to bring it down because what are you taught when you bring the ball down? What does it do? Now you put it at the level of the guards and they can get to it.
They can swat at it, swipe it.
So here, hand me that ball. Here, I can actually use this.
Oh my damn!
The wingspan.
The whole thing was to keep the ball above your head,
right,
and be able to come down and go right back up and just dunk it.
Okay.
It's not sexy,
right,
but it's effective.
It's attractive,
right?
But you worked on it with the med ball, so you would do 3 in a row, 1, 2, 3, up, down, up, down, up, down, and they would actually register my time on the floor.
Okay.
But it was about to get off the floor. Even if you can't dunk it, just get off the floor as quick as possible. Because what do shot blockers have to do? They have to wind up, right? And that taught me to get rebounds and just down. This was as low as I would ever bring the ball.
Yeah.
And then right back up, and I was able to dunk it one-handed. Or if you're a little fatigued, you put it back up, but the defense can't react, right?
Okay.
Right.
And MJ and Scotty used to get so pissed because I would get an offensive rebound and put it back up before they could come back down and jump up and try to block it from behind. And it was just, I don't want to say it was simple.
Yeah.
But, it was something that Al correlated with what we did in the weight room to the basketball floor.
Yes, sir.
Right? And so that's something that Stacey was talking about that I don't want to say I perfected, but.
Oh, talk to him, Will.
A guy that's not, I didn't have a 40-inch vertical. How do I take advantage of how my body is built and the way my body responds? And Al studied each individual, and that's what he came up for me. So that's what Stacey was referring to as far as the med ball drill, was the ability to catch that, take it. Because if I can do it with a 10-pound med ball,
right,
that thing basically is what?
Light
not
as
even
air.
a pound.
Right, yeah.
To basically just take it up and boom. And then eventually you can do it with the left hand, and it's about reaction time. It's what people talk about. Oh, look at the second jump. Look how quick he is.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's one of the things that we were always working on that I was able to do.
And it's really interesting that regardless of your size as a player and the position you play as a player, medicine balls or weighted balls are still being used. Like, I think that there was something about Javon Carter in their pregame warmups recently, dribbling and working on his ball handling with a weighted ball. But yeah, when it comes to big men, like, it's a really cool. I mean, Chad, like, hit the like button for story time with Uncle Will.
Seriously, man.
But it again, like, it makes sense for big men. You always hear, especially the great bigs of the game, preaching about that when they're watching younger bigs who think they need to bring the ball back down to the floor after an offensive rebound or when they get post positioning. You're like, no, keep the ball up where you have your advantage. And it does circle my brain back to, why the hell did the Bulls go away from Vooch in the paint tonight when it was working? Down the stretch of that game, it made no freaking sense.
We got a break, but this was also the time when, from game to game, we talked about how you talk about in the pregame about a certain coach, like we need a Phil Jackson or a Greg Popovich. This was the same guy that if we had a game where we got out-rebounded, he was like, you guys ain't in the weight room enough. And then the very next game, we could have a game where we shoot poorly. You guys are lifting too much.
Wags in the comments had a theory that the current Bull strength team is having them do Zumba, apparently. Yes, we do have to knock out a second quick ad break right here. When we come back on the other side, we will hear more from you in the comments. We will hear from our guy, Will, to go Gottlieb, and what Billy Donovan and his players had to say. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. You know what? Katie's a meat eater. Matt's a meat eater.
I love meat.
We'll produce a meat eater.
I need you to change this ad read. You cannot keep saying that about me.
I can't. Why not?
It has horrible connotations.
Run through the ingredients of your dinner tonight to Uncle Will, and was one of those ingredients a delicious Italian sausage?
Yes.
Did you eat it?
I need you to change it. I need you to change it to carnivore or something. You cannot keep putting the word.
Better?
You cannot keep putting the word
I'll
meat
change it. I'll change
next to my name.
Katie's a meat carnivore.
Oh my God, Dave.
That's better? Sounds magical to you?
But see here, Katie, here's the problem. You just told on yourself where your mind is.
Exactly, Will. Thank you, Will.
Nobody needed the reminder. That's always where you know this.
I'm trying to help you to let you know that silence is deadly. Don't play into his hands.
I mean, thank you, Will.
Just
This is my favorite ad break
He's
ever.
the best. The best.
no. We're gonna change it. We're changing it.
The best. I did change it. Still didn't. Regardless, she likes meat.
It's true, Hayes. It's true.
It's all
Chewy.
right.
I love meat.
And I don't.
You don't eat meat?
I do not. Pescatarian. Fish.
Okay.
Matt says it's a vegetable.
It's a vegetarian.
He says it's a vegetable. So I
Foul
do.
weed.
But guess what? We can all go to Hooters and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we can do all together. Because is there any better combination than Hooters and Chicago sports? I'll wait.
Well, that's because they got shrimp now, right?
That's right. All the time they had shrimp.
Oh, okay.
They had it, man.
I just always got the chicken sandwich.
Oh, no, man. That shrimp with the 911 or the
Hey,
TMI
man, I
on
went
it,
there.
baby.
I went there for the articles.
What makes the original Hooters so special? Simple. They care about their people, the food they serve, their guests, and their community. An experience like none other, Uncle Will just told you, based on years of hard work. And guess what? Here it is. Leave your wallet down. Save yourself some money because you can grab Hooters chicken tenders and fries or chicken tender tacos and fries for $9.99 each. Or if you're feeling bold, try Hooters' new mango habanero wing sauce. Toss your wings or tenders into this sweet and spicy kickstart to 2025. Kick it off right.
So, Dave, are you saying they have bold meat?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying, Will.
Okay, got it.
Bold flavors.
That's it. Bold, man. Because fortune favors the bold. But you can't forget those Hooters $6 legendary margaritas, man. Available all day, every day.
Sounds amazing.
Yes, it is. So cheer on your favorite teams from any of the 11 Chicagoland Hooters locations. You can even order online for pickup and the delivery. Check them out at originalhooters.com.
There's 11
Whoa,
of them?
here she comes. Come on, Zeno.
There's 11 of them?
11 of them things, Will.
11.
Wow.
11 of them things.
These go to 11. Big Dave, quick question for you. What time is it?
Game time. Who?
Today's show brought to you by Game Time, which has a new feature called Game Time Picks. It makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out all the fluff to show you only the incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. You got to check out their curated deals, which make it easier to find the best price on great seats. The super deal is the best value for that event. Always enjoy the wonderful benefit of the seat views.
Mm-hmm.
I need it. Big Dave needs it. We need to know about our leg room,
That's
our aisle
right.
exits, the nearest bar.
Where is it at?
Check out the seat views.
Mm-hmm.
They also have on-time ticket delivery and the lowest price guarantee. They even offer event cancellation protection, job loss protection, everything to make sure that when you get that great deal, if something comes up in your life and you say, can't go to the game tonight, can't go to the concert, something comes up, Game Time has your back. So here's what you do. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase. And yes, terms do apply. Again,
Gino,
create
you're
an
the
account,
man.
redeem code CHGO for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, guaranteed lower price, Guaranteed. Because Uncle Will, what time is it?
Game time. What I want to know is,
Wait, Will just
You literally cut yourself off halfway through answering what time is it?
that's right. Because I want to know
Will
how.
Perdue said, "Shut up, Will Perdue. I'm going in."
It might be game time. I don't know. But can we talk about the man-eater comment?
Yes. I want to know how Katie wants to respond.
Oh man.
I think Paul has
I'm
the
a
right
little slow.
answer.
Now I got where you were throwing down earlier.
You picking up what I was
Well,
putting
it's
down?
after 10 o'clock. So.
Hey.
I think Paul has the right answer. It sounds like HR time to me.
I wasn't here.
I said I wasn't in here. Someone's going golfing.
Shout out to Rob, who said, after some more mediocre Bulls basketball, this show is definitely fun. Hey, that's
Thank
what
you.
we're here for.
Appreciate you, Rob.
We just watched the Bulls go 1-4 on a homestand against a bunch of dog poop teams. So let's have some fun.
Let's do it.
We're
It's
back
the
to dog
weekend.
poop again?
Back in the poop.
It's always on the mind.
Yeah,
Will.
but okay.
I'm a
always
Bulls
there.
fan.
Always
It's
there.
always on the mind.
It's always there, man.
Hey, good thing we don't step in it.
That's right. That's right.
All right, so Matt, hold on a second.
What's up?
So, just happen to be.
Yes, they should bench Pat. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that not your question?
Did I say something out loud?
I was just trying to read your mind.
Yeah, read your
Okay,
mind.
so where does this team play best?
On the road.
Okay. So, 1, 2,
Eating 15 now at
3,
home.
4,
Jesus.
5, 6,
Protect
7,
8K.
8. 7 out of their next 8 games are on the road.
Oh.
That's how you get back to 2 games under 500.
That's how you
y'all.
do it.
That is how you do that.
That's how you get back to the rule. Right there. Oh, man. Okay. But some of those games are going to be out west.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
That
6
could be a
out
problem.
of the 6 out of the next 8.
6 out of the next 8. Okay.
And the only 2 the only 2 home games, the 2 home games are the Sixers
Boston?
at the Bulls and the Nuggets at the Bulls.
Oh,
Ooh.
God.
Ooh.
Well, Sixers is a winnable game,
That
depending
is.
on if, their usual not playing guys are not playing.
Yeah. Embiid, he's talking about you.
But, man, Nuggets is looking like they found their stride. They just got Aaron Gordon back.
They looking
and everybody
nice,
went,
man.
oh, right, Aaron Gordon, really important piece to that team.
Yeah. They're looking nice, bro.
Woo! But, yes, a lot of road games coming up.
You know who I'm actually looking forward to watching play?
Who's this?
Who's a big part of that team? A guy that not many fans in the league like. Mr. Westbrook.
Russell
Dude,
Westbrook.
I tell you, Westbrook and Joker have found some sort of brain chemistry.
Yeah, man.
And
People should be terrified.
Yeah, do not. They got off to a slow start, but do not rule out that Nuggets team making some noise.
I mean, they're going to be a problem. Anytime you've had multiple games where both of those guys have triple doubles,
Right.
it's a absolute problem going forward, man. So I love how Russ has played his way right back into his starting lineup on another team. Like, the dude is just ageless. Like, we talk about LeBron and rightfully so, LeBron and Steph and Kevin Durant, those guys, man. Russell Westbrook, man. Even though he's gotten older, his game has not changed. It is still attack, attack, attack.
He's got a motor.
Yes, man. He's got a motor with it.
And
He's got that
occasionally
motor.
Okay,
chuck up a flat jumper he has no business taking.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That ain't stopping.
I'll give you a Johnny Bach expression.
Oh, Dover defense.
Let's do this.
Right. That's one of them. But when if Johnny Bach was doing the scouting report, so we'll give you another story. I mean, because
Story time. Hit him, Will. All the stories
try
you
not
want.
to talk
Let's
about the
do it.
game.
Ghost's not here yet.
So Johnny Bach did basically.
That's called timing, baby.
All right, so let's go to the GOAT,
Okay.
and I'll save this
We'll
story.
put a pin in Johnny
We'll put
Bach.
a pin in that.
Put a pin in Johnny Bach, and we'll save that for the end of the show.
I spoke his
Stick
name.
around, including after Go Talk, to hear the Johnny Bach story. But
Slap
yes,
him, Katie.
right now, let us
Hard.
bring in the GOAT.
Patow.
Hit him in the face.
And hard. In the face.
That's where he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Joining us on that Go Talk hotline, it is the one and only Will Go Gottlieb.
Hey.
Perfectly coiffed. Oof, look at that
Look
collar.
at that. Dang. That cough is coughing.
It's a piece of art.
Awful.
It really is. It's a piece of art. Follow him for his Bulls reporting. Will_Gottlieb. Read his stuff, allchgo.com. GOAT. That's 1-4 on the homestands. A brutal sequence there in the final possession for the Bulls. and an ugly start to that fourth quarter, 21-2 run for the Hornets, who took control of that. What did Billy Donovan have to say after this one?
Well, first of all, you guys are getting more and more ridiculous with the intro, just time after time. It's truly impressive.
Thank you.
Game 42, Will.
Thank you, Go.
Game 42.
Appreciate you,
We're
man.
making our way through the season.
Let's go.
You know, you guys are kind of making me feel uncomfortable.
I can't believe you brought me in over a story about Johnny Bach. That was look. I mean, that was just a weird game where it felt like the fourth quarter was a microcosm of like everything good and bad about this Bull season. Right? It was like 2-21 for the Hornets for the first 6 minutes, and then the Bulls like took off and went on their own run. And I thought they were going to win the game. When they went down 14 with like 6 minutes left, I was like, I'm feeling like the Bulls are going to just pull this one out somehow. And they went to that 4-guard lineup, and they were pressuring the ball and getting up into the ball handlers and getting stops and running in transition and making threes. And Zach was cooking, and Vooch had 40. And it was like, that was the best version of the Bulls. But that came just immediately after this stretch of scoring 2 points in 6 minutes where they were just getting absolutely cooked. I mean, they couldn't get a rebound. They were giving up second chance points. They couldn't make a shot. And they were kind of taken out of their own game. And it's just wild to see those swings where you can look nothing like yourself for one stretch, and then something clicks and immediately you look like the best version of yourself. And I think that is what is kind of plaguing, or the challenge that this team faces or has faced throughout the season, where it's just like they can't do this consistently. They, for whatever reason, have not been able to string together multiple games, multiple, even quarters at a time where they're playing their best basketball consistently. And I think that's a huge problem. Vooch said after the game that he feels like this group is still resilient enough to be able to make some of those changes. But Billy kind of expressed that frustration too, of just like, we're trying to do what we can. I'm pulling the levers in the best way that I know how, but the consistency piece is just not there.
Will, after he spoke up in the locker room, Vooch had a game tonight, 40-13. Talk to us about what you saw watching that up close, because that looked like a different version of Vooch out there tonight. It was still some smoothness, but he was definitely being much more aggressive.
Yeah, first, I mean, he's making his shots, right? And I think that opens up the floor for him. But he was kind of explaining that the Hornets run this really deep drop where they had Mark Williams just taking away the rim or trying to, but really giving him that whole middle ground. And so it was a lot of those like hook shots and little flip shots that he's really good at. But like analytically, those are the shots that opposing defenses want to give you, but he was just taking advantage. So he obviously is like a very talented player in that space and has the footwork, has the post moves to be able to take advantage of that. But, and that's what teams want to give you. And so I thought the Bulls did a really good job and just making a concerted effort to continue feeding him when he was hot. I think Zach deserves a ton of credit for just manipulating the game in a way that I think and Vooch mentioned this too, like he's just grown so much as a ball handler, a decision maker, and just somebody who can like read and understand what the defense is giving him. To go to the ball, he drops it off to Vooch. Vooch takes advantage in that short mid-range area with Mark Williams dropping back as deep as he was. And that was like the formula that worked well for them when it was working. And, they'll have to be able to find that more consistently. But again, that's the big issue with this team, is that they've just really struggled to do that.
So, Will, at what point of the game, and it could have been the first 2 minutes, did you realize that the Bulls were in trouble?
I don't really think about it that way. Like when I'm watching the game, it's more like I'm just trying to like absorb it and take it in, try to figure out what's going to happen. I feel like I'm just used to, I guess, them having moments where they're giving up a ton of points and then finding ways to get back in it, because that's really been the story of like, that has been the consistency piece. It's like sometimes they are able to come back from 20 and win, and sometimes they're able to come back from 20 and just slightly lose. And so there's going to be moments throughout the game where like they're giving up a bad run, but I never feel like they're fully out of it, because they can just, get a steal, transition layup, a stop, a three, and like all of a sudden that the lead is just cut in half or completely gone. And so I don't really view it that way just in terms of them being like in trouble or not. It's more like, can they put together these runs that are sustained long enough for them to actually like be able to pull out the win? And it's hard for me to say like they're in trouble or not until the game is over when I know they have or have not done it, if that makes sense.
All right, so where were you sitting tonight? Were you sitting by Alyssa or were you sitting with the rest of the
whatever.
No, I listen up because I'm following up on that. Go ahead. But were you sitting by Alyssa or were you sitting with the other beat reporters?
I was sitting, as Joe Colley likes to call it, the love boat with the other beat reporters today.
So which ones were there tonight? Was Julia there?
Julia has been out. I believe she's sick.
Sick.
I should text her and check in on her. But she was gone. So it was me, Cody, Jamal, Darnell, and Cowley.
Okay.
And Andre from PR.
So what were you guys talking about during the game?
We were just talking about like, what are the Bulls going to do at the trade deadline? What is the plan here? All the same questions that we talk about, like what are we doing? And then fourth quarter time, like, are they going to be able to pull this off or not?
What was Cowley's best one-liner tonight?
Will Perdue was just giving up asking questions about the game. He's done.
I don't know. I'll come back to me on that one. I got to think about that
in tweet form or spoken form?
But he did say just before I came in here to say hi to you guys. They're obviously heading out for a 3-game trip, so we won't see the players or obviously the rest of the media for a couple of days here. But so they said to say what's up.
Yeah. What up, Joe?
What up?
Goat, I am guessing it came up from you or one of your fellow members of the beat talking to Billy that Patrick Williams played 17 minutes tonight. Did that come up, and what did Billy have to say about it?
Yeah, that was one of the lines of questioning for sure. Just like, what's going on here? Are you concerned about him? Are you worried about the way that he is playing? Are the messages that you're sending him not clicking? How do you go through a game and get 0 rebounds if you're a power forward? All that stuff came up, and I think Billy, he's not concerned about Patrick in the sense that he's worried he's never going to figure it out. I think obviously he acknowledges that Patrick's going through a tough stretch here, both in terms of shooting the ball, but also just impacting the game in any other way. I mean, we just haven't really felt Patrick's presence. And that's something that he's consistently gone back to, is just can I feel your presence in a game? Are you making energy plays? Are you getting up and down in transition, getting a few back cut dunks, getting some rebounds and pushing the ball in transition? And it just wasn't there today. And I think that's why you saw Billy close with the 4-guard lineup with Lonzo, Ayo, Kobe, and Zach out there alongside Vooch, and Patrick and Giddey on the bench. And I think Billy kind of said, look, I mean, I'm trying to give ourselves the best chance. And this isn't necessarily I'm sending a message to the players you're not good enough. Or it's not that. It's more, what can I do to put this team in the best chance to win this game? And I think he felt like he wanted to go with the ball pressure, with the transition, the extra passing, the shooting. And it worked for them. I mean, obviously they weren't able to complete the comeback, but they got themselves back to within 2 and gave themselves a chance at the end to win. And that's all you can do. And so, circling back to Patrick, I mean, he's got a lot of work to do. He's clearly, I think, in, even a tough stretch for his standards, which I think are obviously even lower than, what we would have expected from him coming into the season. But I think he's just got to figure out a way to pull himself out of it. But Billy said, he thinks that the confidence thing, getting in his own head, was more of a concern earlier on in his career, and he's kind of grown out of that. And so I think players go through tough stretches. Patrick is no exception, but can you get yourself out of it? Can you pull yourself out of this and start to produce at a high enough level to where you're earning more minutes? But I mean, as you guys have asked before, it's well, if Patrick's playing the way he is, why is he getting 30 minutes a game? That wasn't the case tonight. He played 22. So I think Billy is just trying to pull whatever strings he can to get his team in position. And on nights where maybe Lonzo and Ayo are out and you got to go a little bit bigger, maybe Patrick will play more, but he's not beholden to any lineup, as Dave loves to say.
Dave and I were joking that the most urgency we saw from Pat tonight is when he ran up to Vooch when Vooch was yelling at the refs to try and save Vooch from a tee.
Sweating it all. It was crazy. Oh, Will.
It's hard for me to tell, Dave. Was he dry or not? I couldn't tell.
He was bone dry up until that point. With the technical foul, oh my God, buckets. It was crazy.
Trying to save Vooch that tee.
It was crazy. 2 questions for you, Will. One, is there any update on Lonzo Ball? We saw him collide knees, kind of grimace when he walked off the floor. Is there any update on that? And second, did you get a chance to meet our guy Kalen, a.k.a. Big Red?
Yes, I did get a chance to meet him and hang out during halftime. And his partner, super nice. Glad I got a chance to talk with them. Sounds like they're on pretty insane trip throughout like the United States to like watch as many NBA games as possible. So that sounded really fun. It was great to meet him. And as far as Lonzo, I think it was just like knee to thigh. Like I don't think it was a big deal. He said it was like no problem, and it was not his surgically repaired knee. It was the other one. So nothing really major there at all.
Okie doke.
Go. We appreciate the time, buddy. Bulls Nation. Follow him, Will_Gottlieb. Read his stuff, allchgo.com. Sign up to become a diehard at CHGO if you aren't already, so you can read all of it and the very best of it. Goat, you made it through the homestand, buddy. You made it through the homestand.
It's a long 5 games.
What if I had another question? You didn't ask me.
Okay. I left a pregnant pause for another question.
That's a Perdue pause, sir.
What's a pregnant pause?
It's a Perdue pause.
A pregnant pause means like a long pause where you were free to jump in if you wanted to.
Well, I don't have anything.
You only got a few more seconds before the light turns off on me.
I would just appreciate it if you would have asked me.
Kind
of like, no, I don't want to go to your party. I just want to make sure you ask me.
Politely decline.
Yes, exactly.
Do you have another question, Will?
I do, but I can't say it on TV.
Hey.
Okay, on that note, go. We appreciate you, buddy. Get home safe. We'll see you on Sunday.
I'm just here keeping the seat warm. All right?
Doing a great job, Will.
Keeping the seat warm. Before we dive back into the Johnny Box story, our production team whipped together one of the locker room vids Goat was able to get. Here is Lonzo Ball talking after the game about that fourth quarter, but also playing against his brother LaMelo, Katie, if you will. It's coming. Slap him in the face, Katie.
Kind of like going back and forth, though. Would have been a lot better if we won. I'll say that first and foremost. But hard-fought game. They jumped out. It's always a treat playing him. So definitely bigger than most games for me, just because he is my little brother, man, and grew up playing with him my whole life, and to see the growth has been amazing.
Looks like you swung extra hard on that one block he tried.
Yeah, I was supposed to. Probably 9 times out of 10 I blocked that. So he got the 1 out of 10 and got a free throw out of it.
You wanted that one.
Yeah, for sure. I knew he was going to do it.
Yeah. What do you think happened in the start of the fourth quarter? 21-2. That's just a tough shot.
Yeah, I think we just came out too lax, man. We was playing too careless, just floating passes around, not getting over screens and stuff like that. Just the little things that you got to do to win. And that's what I'm telling you. We got to play 48 minutes. It hasn't been happening these last 4, and that's why we keep losing.
There's Lonzo in the Bulls losing locker room tonight after the game. Shout out to the GOAT and our production crew for getting that. I mean, he was talking about it there. That one chase down block that he instead got whistled for a foul because he swiped across LaMelo's arm when LaMelo took it to the paint. I, as a Bulls fan, who have not seen enough physicality this season, respected that.
Yes.
It's a little brother, big brother, fouling hard little brother trying to get the chase down block. I love it. It's one of countless examples of Lonzo playing spirited physical defense all season long. Early on in the game, I think it was first quarter when Lonzo checked in, he had a possession where he D'd up LaMelo really hard, both on and off the ball, just like tailing his ass.
Yeah, no, it was great to see both of those guys finally get a chance to go at it, and with their brother also being there in the audience.
What are you wearing?
Katie loved his outfit.
What are you wearing?
She adored his outfit that he had on. She might talk about it towards the end of the show. We know. We'll see. But Will, that's a pregnant pause, by the way. Will, there was a thing he said during that right there that brings back to the stuff that we've just really been discussing about this Bulls team.
Lack of attention to detail?
The little things. Yes, correct. So when he talked about that, that's all we've been saying, the little tiny
Vooch
things.
said the same thing.
But it's wild, the little tiny things. And what I'm saying is it's so continuous and everybody talks about it and everybody knows it, but nobody does anything about it. It's the same thing. So guys are smart enough to recognize what they're doing incorrect, but where is the disconnect to where they actually are trying to apply it on the floor? Because even from the opening tip, from the opening basket, they gave up an easy layup immediately. That was the first bucket. An easy layup. They went down, 8-2. I mean, really fast.
13-6 was the score when Billy called the first
when he
time
called
out.
that time out.
And I swear, 10 of those 13 points were Like completely uncontested at the rim.
Uncontested. Like guys were just flying by. This is the Charlotte Hornets. We're talking just flying by. Buzzing by them. Buzzing by to the bucket. Like that kid, she dug it. Thank you. But I don't know where the disconnect is. And for me, I guess that's verbiage and language that has to come from your coach to get you guys ready to play out there and quit doing the same things you're doing out there on the floor, or at least see some kind of change in happening on the floor, or at least changing a lineup. When did we see the actual change happen for the team? When they brought in a different lineup.
That bench
unit.
When
they brought in that bench unit, Matt.
Sparked
yes. When they Modest and Ayo and all those guys.
Smith.
And Lonzo. When they brought that, and Julian Phillips, and Dalen Terry. Like when they brought the bench unit in, 12-0 run. That's what they went on and got them back in the game. I believe got it to 49-44 before a timeout was taken by Charlotte. Mm-hmm. So you see, you're like, great. All right, do that. Brought back in all the starters. Here comes the malaise. Here comes the lull. And then we don't see a lot of those guys again, Will. You didn't see Modest again pretty much for the rest of the night. Julian Phillips didn't get a lot to see. Dalen Terry, we didn't really see again. So it's like you got back in it, you did it, and you didn't go all the way with it. It was like a half measure. And I put a lot of that on coaching, man, because I need them to recognize that. Because if the players are telling you, oh, we know what the problem is, it's this, and nothing is changing, like who am I supposed to look at?
Okay, so we do quiz time again?
Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen.
What the hell?
Will Perdue.
Kenny Dubby, come on down. You are the next contestant on The Price is Right if you can answer Uncle Will's question.
So what do we say?
What do we say?
Get him, Will.
All right, Big Dave.
Yes, sir.
Have we not been asking that question for at least 3 years?
Yes, Will. Yes.
Okay. Yes or no question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like this team has accountability?
Ooh. Like the phone a friend on that.
From who? You want phone a friend?
Phone a friend. Phone a friend.
No!
I'm going to go with no, Will.
Okay.
Thank you.
The higher up you are in this team, the less accountability you ever have or show or take.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I kind of got distracted last game and started to talk about this.
Okay.
Somehow we got off the rails, and I think I was, I got that look from Katie as she poked her head around. I don't know. Something happened, right? She was talking about her dinner and meat. I don't know. Something was going on. So, I cracked myself up.
Oh, my God. Go ahead,
Where
Will.
this is going?
But
that's it. I'm going
home. Will you guys get serious for a minute?
That's
okay. Yes. I'm so sorry that we're not taking this
that.
seriously.
It's all us. Yes.
Game face.
Until players...
We were trying to take this seriously.
Yeah, man. That's what we're doing. Come on.
Oh, man.
Why do you guys have the giggles? Like, seriously.
When don't we?
4 nights.
Yeah.
This team? What do you mean, why do we have the giggles?
Yeah.
What makes you cry will make you laugh.
This is true.
But, okay. Let me start over.
Yes, sir. He got his shoes off, by the way.
Well, I've had them off the whole time.
Yes, I know. I'm just pointing that out. That's how.
As far as professional athletes go, from what I've experienced, and myself included, we talk about accountability, talk about pride, talk about heart. But we really don't get knocked off our feet and truly focus on those things till we get called out publicly. Okay. Remember the last game I was talking about stuff like that would leak out.
Right, yeah.
The coach would intentionally leak information from an undisclosed source so that all of a sudden I got called out in the paper because, we didn't have internet and all that stuff back then. But all of a sudden now you as a player much like you saw the reaction of Vooch when he went and got into it with the official and got pissed off, you really don't make the ultimate correction consistently until all of a sudden you walk into an arena, because now you've been called out in public. You now know that everybody in this arena knows what's going on in the locker room, which is a sacred place. Okay? So whether it's another player, whether it's Billy, whether it's AK, until somebody starts mentioning names, if guys still feel safe or protected, then you're never going to get the true effort and response that you expect. But as soon as these guys start getting called out publicly, that's when they truly respond and you learn who they are. Okay, so have you actually heard Billy talk poorly about a player to mention, and I'm not saying that that's not who Billy is. That's just not who he is.
Even what Goat relayed to us tonight of him saying, this is what I need more of from Pat, is some of the most specific call-out kind of stuff that we've heard from Billy in a while.
True.
So coaches usually are very good at passive-aggressive approaches. Okay? But there are coaches that are very specific, very direct, and, you know, because there's kind of an order, right? Like
pecking order?
No, I mean as far as how things go in coaches' eyes. Okay, number one, you expect the player to make the corrections on his own. Number two, you expect his teammates to help him make those corrections. That doesn't happen. Number three, hey, can you come into my office? Let's talk. Okay. Now you make a direct discussion and talk about what's going on, how I, as your coach, think you need to make the proper corrections because this is what I need from you. Number four, if I'm not getting those improvements, then it's going to hurt your playing time. And then number five, public humiliation.
So we're somewhere between 4 and 5 right now with Pat.
And I don't mean like you're intentionally trying to humiliate somebody.
Right.
But
it's the natural course.
There's different levels of lighting a fire under somebody.
Right.
And I'm not just talking about
Pat specifically.
I'm just talking about a professional athlete.
Right, yeah.
Okay? But if a player knows that he has a player-friendly coach that's always going to get his back, and then after a game like this or a game like Washington or a game like Atlanta, pull you aside like, hey, I need more. I got you, coach, man. I got you. We're good.
Right.
Because, you know, you go back and you're talking to your boys and you're like, yeah, he won't out me. I'm good. But that's where you're like, you hope that they have enough pride that they fix this themselves. But we've had a discussion about the integrity of the game. We've had Vooch talk to the guys about things that they shouldn't be doing. And we see how this game starts tonight, and you're just like,
that is interesting because when you're saying that, I'm even thinking of just stuff you do as a kid. Like you can apply that like to a child, and if they know it's, you know, friendly, not going to get in trouble for it, you know, it's whatever, you know, like being in the classroom with a substitute teacher,
right,
or something like that. It's, you know, it's whatever. But you know, you wouldn't do that if the law and order, you know, teacher was there. You wouldn't be on that. It also in my head kind of plays into more half measures of, okay, all right, fine, coach, like you said, yeah, I'll get out there and do it. And then for a game, you'll see that effort. Or for like 3 quarters or something, you'll see that effort.
And then it wanes.
And then it goes right back to normal because you're like, oh, there it is. I showed him. I did it. Let me get back to normal like that. So that's interesting, Will. That's I think you hit it on the head on that, bro.
It's like cleaning your room by just shoving a bunch of crap in your closet. Like, look, see, I cleaned my room.
Yes.
Closet's a mess, but
by the way, that was like the shortest quiz ever. He only asked you guys one question.
Hey,
Like
We passed.
Well, I can't stump.
Sounds like
I
100%
realized I can't stump this guy, so continue. Moving on.
It's true.
All right, so let's close with the Johnny Box story. 'cause
Well,
it's
okay.
getting
How
late.
long is the Johnny Box story? Because we're already past an hour.
It'll literally take 2 minutes for it to tell the story and close.
start the
right.
timer.
Unless
We will still get to those super chats out there that I see.
Katie wants to share her recipe for tonight.
You know what I will share is Will Perdue's feet.
Look at
So
that.
there's his feet.
Look at that. Wee!
You showing feet?
Wait. we made an
Thank you, man.
Uncle Will
Thank you, man.
foot fetish cam
Thank you, man.
on post
Thank you, dude. Thank
Of
you.
all the
Of
wild
Hey.
behavior
All of
tonight,
it.
Katie,
Come on, dog.
you did that.
Come on. You did
That
that.
was half
That
as
was
wild
you.
as the shit that you guys were saying about me earlier.
No, I was reading an ad
Nah,
that had nothing to do with what you were thinking.
nuh-uh.
Hey.
But that's
Uh-uh.
that is
Hey,
all
he's
you.
got socks on. He's got socks on. It's
I
not
know.
like they're bare.
With the XXL on the socks too, just to let you know these are mine.
That's right. I actually found some that will actually fit,
Bull don't
Oh,
lie.
I know that feeling.
and I don't have to stretch the crap out of them. And then,
I know that feeling, sir.
Holes pop in.
Bull don't lie in the comments
we are
says for
fully
free.
Katie had a Will Perdue foot
Okay,
cam.
tell the Johnny Box story.
Look, I just noticed the camera, like everything just looks crazy now. I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Will. Go
So
ahead.
Johnny Bach used to do scouting reports because, the coaching staff was so small. Tex Winter took care of the triangle offense.
Mhm.
And Johnny Bach did the defensive adjustments in the scouting reports. So his two favorite lines when he would be doing a scouting report, like if he was basically talking about Russell Westbrook, one of the lines would be, and printed, he's got a Ford motor up his ass.
Ouch.
I mean, this guy is quick.
Sounds painful.
Okay.
Yeah.
And his other line was when you had some guy that played a lot of minutes but didn't score a lot of points, he'd be like, that dude couldn't score in an empty gym with a ladder.
Damn.
That would be on the
That's
scouting
old school
report.
right there.
Ouch.
That's on the scouting report?
Yeah.
Damn. Yo, that's old school right here.
And then if that happened where that guy who couldn't score in an open gym with empty gym with a ladder had a big game, he would come stand in front of your locker and you would just look up at him and be like, yeah. But that was our team in a nutshell, right?
Mm.
The guy that was named Tex Winter was not the guy that was wearing boots and the bolo tie.
No. Yeah, but Johnny Bach did rock a bolo tie.
Yeah, man.
Some of his
real
bench
fly
outfits.
too. Real fly.
I mean, that's a flex.
Mm-hmm.
A flex for the ages.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I love that. Eco Bean said those aren't socks. Those are stockings that Purdue is just wearing as socks.
Did you notice one said Dave and one said Matt?
Oh, wow. Yes. Those were our heartfelt and handmade gifts
Yes.
to Uncle Will.
Correct.
Oh, my God. Katie, let's read some super chats and get the hell out of here. Shout out to our guy Wags who throws a super chat saying, give me these losses. I need that top 10 pick like I need oxygen. Yes, Wags. Same. You and me. Same. AK, 1999. Under Acme, 4 years of trash behind, 4 more years of trash ahead. Oh, boy. A decade of leading attendance, roster construction, and mediocrity. Just contemplate how far we are from a Thunder level of roster construction. P. Will yuck barfing emoji. Woo! Packs a lot in there. AK with another 1999 super chat saying P. Will's play reminds me of that towel guy. Comes in, does a quick clean, loses the ball, never to be heard from again. 17 minutes, lost on offense, team defense, allergic to rebounding, no impact to winning.
I think he might be upset with the Bulls. I don't know him personally, but that's just my guess.
I do.
Solid
and
guess.
I think we once again have proven that this is not the Arturas Karnisovas AK, but a different AK. Derek Anderson with a $20 super chat. Appreciate you, Derek, saying, I'm a huge optimist, but I'm just about done with Pat Eddie Curry Williams. All the talent in the world, but the potential is only seen at most once a week. Enough is enough. No Excuses tour is nearing its end. Ooh, I love that one.
Them ticket sales are going down, man.
Hey,
Ooh.
what ticket sale prices are dropping faster and more aggressively? The Patrick Williams No Excuses tour or Bulls tickets?
Oh, the Patrick Uses, no excuses for sure. Because now we're playing in
Saw
like small clubs in Sarasota.
Hey, yeah, I
Bunches
want
of
to
empty
meet.
seats at the Madhouse on his homestand.
I want to meet Date,
Oh, darn.
Date Mike, Prison Mike, whatever. What's he going to go by next week?
Well,
What?
another iconic caricature of Michael Scott, a.k.a. Steve Carell.
Yes.
There are plenty. He's a man of many faces.
This is true.
What was the Date Mike super chat? Sorry. To quote the great movie Old School, Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank.
You
the tank
know
is
it.
on. If this week of games was a lady, I would not date her.
Date Mike wouldn't date you.
Wow.
Damn. Date Mike. It's in his name that he's supposed to date you and he wouldn't date you. Damn.
I feel like based on his lack of dating talent, as much as he believes he has it, Date Mike would probably take a date with just about anybody.
That's what I would think.
But he would not date this week of Bulls basketball.
Oh, man. You know what? I'm good.
Meanwhile, in response to one of those super chats, Jeff Brock said, "Hey man, I liked Eddie Curry."
Shout out Eddie
he's
Curry,
been,
man.
Coming back around as like a Bulls alum, making appearances and stuff.
He is NBA champion Eddie Curry. Shout out to him.
Oh wow,
yeah, it's true.
Lest we forget,
it's true.
He's no 4-time champion. That's this guy over here.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for tuning in tonight and all week. The Bulls are off tomorrow, mercifully, as are we. The Bulls hit the road for that West Coast trip, starting with the Blazers on Sunday. So after you get your fill of NFL playoff action tomorrow and Sunday, 8 p.m. Central tip. So we will be here for that one. In the meantime, make sure you're following Gottlieb, read his stuff, allchgo.com.
He started it.
Shout out to our embattled producer, the queen of the controls, the one and only Katie Duffy, who is just silently shaking her head at her desk at this point. 4-time champ, Uncle Will Perdue 32. Big day of bow. BAWL Sports. I am Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls.
Shout out to Kaylin in the house too as well.
Shout out
to Kaylin, this lady in the house, man. Over there chilling.
Aussies representing.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
We got
Subscribe. Hit the like button.
We got some music as Katie goes to dark.
We got exit music?
Okay, Now let me ask you in a very, as clearly as I can put this. Is what you're about to do going to get us demonetized?
No, absolutely not.
We already put a foot fetish cam on here.
It's got no cuss words. It's got nothing. You ready?
No, but if it's somebody else's song, we can't play it. We don't have a license.
He said sing. Can he sing it?
Can I sing it?
You can sing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
I'm not going to play it.
He's not going to play it.
Okay, you can sing
Dave and I are Hall and Oates. You decide who's who.
You're
right.
Daryl Hall.
Go ahead and sing.
Whatever. You ready?
Come on with it.
All right. Oh, here she comes.
Look out.
Boy, she'll chew you up. Oh, here she comes.
Watch out.
She's a man eater.
Well done. Well done.
Have a good night, Bulls Nation. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you Sunday night. See you, Red. Be good.
Peace and love. Hug your families, man. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.